Good evening, everyone. Today I would like to present about my proposal. But before that, let me introduce myself for the first. My name is Gusti Ayu Diajeng Putri Utami, and now I will show you the title of my proposal. This is my title, which is the use of Kahoot application to improve students' English vocabulary size in SMP Negeri 5 Singaraja. So, to make it more clear why I chose this topic to be my proposal, I will show you my research background. Here, there are 3 points of my research background, which is English is an international language. The second one is vocabulary and vocabulary size. The last one is Kahoot application. Let's talk about English is an international language for the first. As we know, English is the language that usually used in this world. So everyone that if you want to be if you want to go to the other countries, so English is the language that you should use. And then English language or English lesson to be required lesson in every country, especially in Indonesia. As we know, students got English lesson start from elementary school until they finish the school, until they have graduated in senior high school. So they should master English before they graduated in of senior high school. So that's why I said English is an international language. And the second one is vocabulary and vocabulary size. It's about vocabulary. Why I chose this thing to be my topic in my proposal, because when I did observe before I make this proposal, I observed in SMP Negeri 5 Singaraja, and I did interview with several students in that school. And I give them several questions in there. For the first, I asked them about their opinion about English language. And for the first, I asked them, like, do you like English lesson? And their answer like this: no, of course not. Their answer make me feel extremely surprised, because their answer is to really hate English. And then I asked their reason why they didn't like English, and they said because English lesson is too difficult for us. Yeah, after that I try again to get their reason why they think English lesson become the difficultest lesson. So I got the answer because they said, we think English lesson is too difficult because it's too difficult to remember any words in English. So it means like they cannot remember vocabulary in English, because they said when they try to remember any words in English, they still cannot remember it. And when they try again and again, they still cannot remember words in English. So they said English language is too difficult. And I tried because I faced this problem. I want to fix this. I want to improve their vocabulary. So like use something interesting like application. So I decided to use one interesting application, which is Kahoot. Kahoot is an application like online platform, and in this application you can put several questions, because this application is like quizzes. Besides questions, you also can put clip a video, like video that relates with the material, or video that makes students more happy, like happiness video. So you can show the video in this application for the opening to make them more interest, like refresh their brain before continue the material. So after that, you can give them several questions, like objective question or something like that in this application. I think this can make them more interest to learn English, because they can use their mobile phone to answer the question. So to make my proposal more clear, to continue my research later, I have 3 research questions here. The first one is, what is the level of student English vocabulary size at SMP Negeri 5 Singaraja? Yeah, this one, the first question, is the first thing that I should know, because the first thing that I should know is how vocabulary size of the students in SMP Negeri 5 Singaraja. If I got like the interview that I did before, the vocabulary size that they have still doesn't enough to speak English, so I will decided to do something for the latter. And the second one is, what are the difficulties faced by students in understanding English vocabulary? I think this question is more important, because the reason why students feel English lesson become difficult lesson is the most important thing, because if we know the reason, if we know the problem that they have faced, so I think I can get the solution to solve their problem. And then the last one is, can students improve their English vocabulary size after using Kahoot as a learning media? Yeah, this is for the last questions that I should know. There are the significant differences between before and after using Kahoot. So if Kahoot can make students have more vocabulary than before, so I can say Kahoot is so helpful to improve students' vocabulary size. So the next one is about research objectives. There are 2 points of research objectives. The first one is general purposes. General purposes is about the purpose, and the purpose of the study is to analyze the level of the students' English vocabulary size. And for the specific objectives, to identify the difficulties faced by students in understanding English vocabulary. And here also there are 3 theoretical review. The first one is about vocabulary, the second one is vocabulary size, and the third one is about Kahoot. This based on the researcher. Let's talk about vocabulary. This is according to Killick 2019, states that vocabulary is an important component of English language skill. And the second one is about vocabulary size. This is the second one is based on the Munkawong and Wood Tayagor in 2017. said that vocabulary size is an important element that must be prioritized in language learning for E-Eval students. And the last one, for the Kahoot, this based on the Fitch and Zucker opinion in 2019, states that Kahoot is a game online platform that is used to make quizzes. Yeah, because this online platform based on game, so the students will interest when they hear about game, because they can use their mobile phone, use their gadget, and they can online, and they can answer all of the questions in this application using their mobile phone, like based on the game, so they will more interest when they learn English. So the next one is research method. There are three parts of research method. For the first is research design. For the research design, I use quantitative method for my research, because this study is to find significant differences in students' vocabulary size before and after using Kahoot application. And for the subject of the study is the students in SMP Negeri 5 Singaraja. And for the object of the study, the object is the problem that faced by students in understanding English vocabulary. And the last part is about data collection. I use because my methodology of my study is about quantitative, so I use this two session of data collection. For the first is pre-test, and the second one is post-test. The first, I will give them tasks in writing, like I ask them to write something, and then after I got the score of the task that I give to them, and I got their vocabulary is still doesn't enough to speak English, like their vocabulary size is too little, so I will teach them using Kahoot application. I will give them some questions or several interesting video or clip video for the first, to make them more interest to learn English and to remember any vocabulary in English. After that, I will give them tests again, which is post-test. Yeah, it's about writing again, and I ask them again to write something. And then after that, if I got the score, if I get their score is better than before after I use Kahoot application to teach them, so I can get the point that Kahoot application is so the application that really helpful to make students improve their vocabulary size. So I can say that this application can help students improve their vocabulary size. So there is the significant differences between before and after use the Kahoot. So I think that's enough for my presentation of my proposal. If there is or there are questions for my proposal, so you can comment down below and give me questions, and I will try to answer all of your questions. So thank you very much for your attention. Good evening.